The 2K Sports pregame show.
Plenty of excitement as we count down to tip-off here on 2K Sports. A little New Year's Eve hoops. This is very, very
When's
festive.
the countdown begin?
5,
4,
3,
2, 1. Happy New Year!
Okay. Tonight it's Richmond as they'll be playing against the visiting team. Checking out the visiting team. Let's just say it has not been a season to remember for them. With a large chunk of the schedule behind us, they have the worst record in the entire NBA. Yikes. As we look at the lineups tonight, Steven Adams, one tough customer.
Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. Along with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. It's a disappointing segment of the season for this team, no doubt about it, as the losing streak has continued, guys, to grow.
Well, I'll tell you what, for a team that's struggling, I'm not sure that the road is the answer. And this team has struggled wherever they play. They've just had a tough time playing winning basketball.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge out on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Kristaps Porzingis has drawn comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, and it sounds like...
And Porzingis, DA, a good 3 inches taller than Dirk. He's a very unique talent for sure. And we see it so often, Brent. A good team gets up for a big game, and they win. And then they fall down with their performance and lose to an inferior club the very next game.
Interesting point, because last year we saw this so much with the eventual champion Golden State Warriors, where they just seem to be disillusioned with some of the competition on a given night, playing down to their competition. So if I was a coach in this league, I would use them as an example, that even the best team in the business struggles with this, and you have to find a way out of it. We're not the Warriors. We want to be the Warriors. So we got to break out of this funk a lot quicker, and this cannot be part of our identity as we move forward.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Anthony, rejected by Young. Pass to Francis. Nails the baby hook.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Rebounded by Richmond.
And that last one came right down to the wire. The difference for me being the impact they got from their bench.
Yeah, without the scoring they got from that second unit, that is not a game they would have won. They needed every one of those points that they got off the bench.
Lets the 3 fly. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1.
I'm not sure if it's a bad start or unlucky here. 0 for 4. Can't think too much about it. Just got to get that first one to go.
Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Outside, Davis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 18 feet away, the shot misses, and Richmond will go the other way with it.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Felt like the louder the crowd got and the more hostile they were, the more together this team played. So it worked out nicely.
Here's Davis, following the 3 by Richmond that went in. They can't stop the run with that one. Richmond has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. A floater. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. Got a paltry 0 of 6 from the field here in what's been a very difficult start for them. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Count that bucket.
That has to be a relief. First bucket was a long time coming.
Yeah, you could see it in the faces of some of the players, just really anxious and amped up for this one. Let's see if this puts them on the right path.
Here's Francis, and that one, good. Francis has got his first points of the night. Gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside Anthony. And there's the pass to Davis. A three-pointer, no good. Richmond leading by 7. Here's Francis. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight. That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Here's Francis. He's coming off a 13-point game again.
Loved his passing tonight as well. He was just cutting the defense to pieces out there.
To the wing on the left. No good on the three.
He can't make a thing out there right now, guys. If he keeps this up, don't be surprised if his team gives up this lead.
And he's good on the three ball. 5 points in the game.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
To the left wing. It's up a three. And Richmond misses again.
Got to get out his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
Now here's Anthony. He's still scoreless so far in this one. No good. That would have tied it.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
That one falls. Gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Fires the three. Out of bounds. Richmond takes possession. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. Here are the team leaders in steals. You need to play heads up against these squads.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
Richmond leading by 4.
Carmelo Anthony, one of the most formidable scorers ever. Top 20 in points all time in NBA history. And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Outside, Davis. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
And Richmond shooting in this first quarter, around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Passes it to Young. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Here's Francis. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Clock at 2. Offensive rebound. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? You have a hard time figuring
they throw you off.
out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they add the little side step.
And James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. Three-pointer on the way. Traps in the tray. Gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. To the left side wing. Pass to Ray. Fires from the line. Burton grabs the miss. Richmond leading by 7. Down low. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now, you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Over to the left wing. Outside, White. Shot clock at 6. Will it go? The shot, no good. White covering. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And now it's an 11-point Richmond lead. Launches it. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. White covering. Pass to Burton to the left wing. 1:36 left in the first quarter. Count it.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And they've let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
.133 left to play in the first quarter. Kicks it to Douglas. No good off the back of the rim.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Out to the wing. Shot on the wing. The putback. Launches a 3. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Trying to end the drought. Knocks down the 3 ball.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
7-second difference. Shot in game clock. The pass to Burton. Puts it up from 12. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Got to make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. The defense was just okay.
It's blocked. And so it's Richmond going into the break with a 10-point lead. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And now, in a different stage of his career, Carmelo Anthony adjusting to a new role on this team.
We all had to accept whatever the role is for each individual, and I think it started with me to just accept that role and ask the guys, what do you need from me? Ask Coach, what do you need from me? And be able to go out there and accept that and deliver that.
And that adjustment, Greg, not without hiccups for a lot of star players.
No doubt. It can be difficult to accept a diminished role, but if Melo is going to finally win a title, I think it'll have to be as more of a secondary player.
And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Richmond so far. Guys?
Well, to me, the story of that first period was their rebounding.
Yeah, jumping out to a lead largely because they did the hard work on the glass. So you love the passion in the early part of this game that they're playing with.
He misses the free throw. With today's superstars often joining forces, Brent, we hear some retired legends saying they wanted to beat their rivals, not join their rivals. What do you think?
I saw a lot of joining going on from some of the guys who make those comments, Kevin. So that sort of stuff just eludes me as to where it's coming from. This league has always been dominated by teams that have at least two, if not three, upper echelon
superstar
players that end up winning titles. So it's happening now. It happened then. It will continue to happen.
Knocked away, and the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And a look now at Richmond's upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll start out on the road and play the Lakers in Los Angeles. Then on Friday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are. The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Passes it to Burton. Shoots from the elbow. And that one, good. Burton's got the lead up to 13 now for Richmond.
And that paints a pretty good picture as to why the lead is as big as it is right now.
Douglas surveying the D. Defended by Young. Pass to Douglas. From deep. The shot comes out, and Richmond will go the other way with it. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game, and the next game it'll be played in Los Angeles. And that'll be the first of a two-game road trip for them.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's Ray, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
For Richmond, they've gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. And the free throw, no good. Gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Douglas kicks to Anthony. Shot to stop the run, and it's good on the way in.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Here's Francis. It's Young on the wing. Over Anthony. And Richmond misses again.
And something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
And Richmond making a change here.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Man, that 2003 draft class, just an absolute monster. And Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick that year. Think about it, LeBron, Melo, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Heck, 3 or 4 of those guys played together, but all taken in the first 5 picks. What a great draft that was for the NBA. Somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Goes back up. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And you know, in that 2003 draft, the Pistons famously picked Darko Milicic over Melo with the second pick.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty familiar with that, Kevin, at this point. And Melo coming off such a terrific season at Syracuse, where he led the team to the national title as a freshman. And crazy to think, if the Pistons had taken him, I don't know, how many more wins would they have piled up at this point?
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Shoots from 12. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Inside, here's Young. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. Gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. Inside, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Nice ball movement by Richmond. To the wing right side. Clock at 6. And Richmond misses again. Hitting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Here's Anthony. Rebounded by Richmond. 17 points was their biggest margin.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column. And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Players are talking about the new sports science. Better sleep, recovery after lifting, playing, traveling, whatever it is. They say it's making a difference. What do you think?
I think it only makes a difference if the guys put it into practice, Kevin. Like, as much information as they can hand out in a team meeting and sort of give you directives about how it is you should rest and when it is you can get your sleep, players won't see those benefits unless they're as disciplined as they are with trying to get better in the offseason as they are with making sure that they get proper rest to be at their athletic best for competition.
And our 2K leaderboard up on the screen now, giving you a look at the small forward position and the players with the most rebounds per game this year. 5th, Carmelo Anthony.
You know, the work they do on the boards is such a big part of all these players' game. I mean, they play much bigger than the grand majority of small forwards in our league.
Well, these are the 18-wheelers right here. Bigger and tougher. They are fearless when it comes to crashing the boards. And I'll tell you what, it really lightens the load on your bigs when you've got 2 rebounders like these guys at the small forward.
Here's Young after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. He's guarded by Davis. Trying his luck deep. No good, and he's 3 of 6 from the floor. To the middle. Poke loose. Anthony on the wing. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Richmond leading by 5. To the inside, and that's out of bounds. Richmond will retain possession. Almost halfway through the season, let's check out the standings out west. You take a look at Richmond. Right now, they've been able to gather the 8th best record in the conference as the latter part of the season approaches. Just need to take it a game at a time.
And I think for Richmond, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far, they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
It's got to be frustrating for them so far this year. Anytime it's appeared that they're ready to break out, they've suffered some sort of regression, and it has them stuck right there in the middle of the standings.
Now here is Davis. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Young. Good on the baseline, Jay. And Richmond leads by 7.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Now White. Dishes it to Davis. outside White. Lets it go from deep. The offensive rebound. Outside for Davis. And the pass to Anthony. Here's White. His three-pointer's off the mark. Richmond leading by 7. Young left side. Pass to Francis. From past the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Francis has got 5 now.
The defense cannot let guys get into that kind of comfort zone. You have to patrol the three-point line or you risk getting burned.
Now here's Anthony. 5 points in the game. Got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage. Anthony's got 7 now in this quarter.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
And Richmond decides to take their first time out here. Richmond has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Pass to Burton. A floater. Oh, that's blocked, and he gets it back. Puts up a 3. That shot off the mark. Only 31% their offense, really struggling to put possessions together. 2 points, that one goes.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
To the paint. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. To the paint. Here's Ray. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Richmond leading by 4. There's a minute left to play in the first half. White covering. Just 5 on the clock. Offensive rebound. That's tipped.
And 2 for 1. That's what they'd like to get right now.
Working the clock is one element, but you also want to get as good a shot as you can.
Now here's White. Lets it go. Ray controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Burton. A 14-point game for him in the win again. Trying to get something going. And he slams it one-handed.
Oh, and what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
Well, especially when the game is this close, you recognize with your instincts the opportunity to help your team out. Just never flinched.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Richmond. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports. Looking at Richmond, Kenny?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes, had every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side, guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that's all we have.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, it's been a grinding performance from him up to this point. His work on the boards in that first half was terrific.
He's guarded by Davis. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Here's Francis. The 15-footer, good. Francis has got the first points of the second half here for Richmond.
He was wide open, but just to make sure, he put a little fade on that jumper.
Shoots the three, trains the three-pointer.
There's just no excuse to leave someone that wide open. Communication breakdown.
Richmond leading by 3. Young outside. Out left to the wing. Fires the three. No good on that one.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Looking to get it going. That shot misses.
Well, he's using the force, but in the worst way possible right now. He just needs to dial it back and look to work the ball around the floor to his teammates.
Inside, here's Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Melo getting up and slamming one home.
For Richmond, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Sinks the triple. He's got 9. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. To the inside. The layup off target.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
Young outside. Pass to Francis. Fires for 3. Rebounded by Anthony. Anthony's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And there's the pass to Davis. This one for 3. Trains the three-pointer. Davis has got 5 now.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
And it's Anthony, top of the key. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Passes to Francis. Shot clock at 6. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Richmond shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And he knocks down the first one. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Down to 5 on the shot clock from about 16. The rebound by Young. Richmond leading by 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. He's got 12.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead.
For 3. Rebounded by Richmond. 17 points was their biggest margin. Francis. Another 3 for Richmond.
That's a shot he's going to bury, especially when left open.
Gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Down low. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Richmond has gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. The three gets the three-pointer to fall. Francis has got a pair of threes now here in the third for Richmond.
Yeah, this is a tough one. The D is giving up way too many open looks, guys, and they're paying for it.
Pass to Douglas. Clock at 4. He dishes it to Anthony. From deep. It doesn't go for him. And Richmond will go the other way with it.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Can't hit the free throw line jump.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
For Richmond, they've made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games. Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
At this break in the action, let's find out which rookies have been lighting it up from downtown this month. Down low. And the layup's good off the glass.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Pass to Burton. Beyond the arc. Off target at the rim.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one. And the defense is too.
Burton grabs the miss. Burton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Quick shot there, and it's off target. Gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. From past the arc. Tries again. Misses the layup.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
Off with the layup. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
To the inside, kicks to Douglas. Just 5 on the clock. Second chance shot. That one doesn't drop. And Richmond will go the other way with it. Defended by Douglas. And he banks in the layup. 8 points for him.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
The pass to Hunt. And another shot. And that's 2 points on the layup. Richmond leading by 10. Defended by Douglas. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Here's Burton. He has 5. Plenty of daylight on that shot. And Richmond leads by 13.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this had. That's 9 more than he had in the first.
Three-pointer. Rebounded by Richmond. 17 points was their biggest margin.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. A three-pointer off the mark. And it's Richmond's ball. They're on a 19-7 run. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made one and missed one.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the stripe.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Guys, nothing has really come easy for him today.
Yeah, definitely not their best basketball.
Davis buries it from about 10 feet away. Davis has got 7.
And giving up a lot of inches, he was still, though, determined to make the play.
Yeah, this is the time you can use that word, tenacity. Some guys wouldn't even try that shot, but he goes in there undeterred.
Here's Burton. He's got 8. Out to the right wing. He's guarded by Davis. They get it back to the left side wing. With the fadeaway. No points on that miss. Puts him at 7 for 13 from the floor. And Richmond making a change here. Young's checked in. They're going to have to make a pretty big comeback here.
I think it's be a mistake to let the shot clock get under 10 seconds from here on out.
Outside, Davis. He kicks it to White. And a miss there on the triple. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Richmond leads by 14. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Being about 33% not happy with their play on that end. Now here is Davis. He's guarded closely. Here's the 3. They get it back. Hunt lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Richmond leading by 12. Young outside. Down low. Rebound by Hunt.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
Now here's Davis. Defense right on him. Defended by Young. Takes the 3. Here's Hunt. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong and attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And that's where the defense failed. You can't let him throw that down. You've got to get over and foul him, send him to the free throw line.
Richmond on D. Feeds to Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. Passes it to Davis. Shot on the wing. Rebounded by Richmond. Burton's got 6 rebounds now in the game. He's guarded by Davis. Young outside. To the middle. With the shot. And another basket from Richmond. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. Anthony kicks to Davis. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. No good on that one. And Richmond will go the other way with it. Here's Burton. Pass to Young. From downtown, another 3 for Richmond.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
Now here is Davis. He's tightly guarded. Slammed home, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for one more.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Pass to Burton. Rebound by Hunt.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. He just can't buy a bucket right now. And no excuse for him not drilling that one there. The defense was nowhere to be found. Maybe could have taken a little more time.
To the middle. Here's Davis, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Timeout called here. Richmond decides to talk it over.
Hey, Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes, a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Anthony against Young. Kicks it to Davis. To the paint. That one's good, and the Richmond lead is cut to just 11 points, and the basket from Anthony.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
He's guarded by Davis. It's good. And Richmond leads by 13.
It makes up for a lack of speed with just tremendous effort and hustle on that play.
Drills the baseline jumper.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
The pass to Young. Here's Francis. 4 for 9 from the floor with that miss.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Lets it go. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Richmond leading by 11. It's Young on the wing. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Young's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, he just nailed his second 3 of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
Outside Anthony. Down low. And the shot goes in.
He's just so aggressive on that move. You have to come over fast and hard to stop him.
Passes to Francis. It's Young on the wing. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Pass to Burton for 3. Hits it from three-point range.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Pass to Davis. High post shot. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
The pass to Francis. It's Young on the wing. Passes it to Francis. Here's Burton. That's another rebound.
Collecting yet another board.
He's been everywhere. Just sensational. That one falls. Anthony's got 4 points in the quarter.
Felt like the whole team knew they were going to get out into transition, and Melo takes full advantage.
Here's Francis. Nick Young on the wing. Another 3 for Richmond.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, not a bad time to be ripping the nets from distance, piling up some major points here.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball going.
And now we present our Jordan Player of the Game.
And he's had a very good night shooting the basketball, a little over 50% from the field, and a lot of those shots have come against some tight D. That shows the level of his focus and consistency.
The 3 from Anthony. Buries the long-range jumper.
Right now, Melo is just feeling it, scoring at will and dominating the offense.
Richmond leading by 11. To the inside. And another basket from Richmond. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And he wasn't going to get away with that one. Still in motion when he set that screen.
Yeah, they're really trying to sell it out there, but the official he ain't buying.
1:44 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Francis. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. .136 left in the fourth quarter. Left side, Davis. Out to the wing. The shot will not fall, and Richmond will go the other way with it. 17 points was their biggest margin. Pass to Francis. He kicks it to Young. 5 on the clock. There's the triple. Another shot. And another shot. And the layup is up and in. And Richmond leads by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Richmond.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth. He's guarded by Davis. Lets it go with the three. The shot misses. So it's Richmond taking care of business in this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time.